Hello there folks, and welcome back to another speed paint video. It has been a while since I've done the Mermay challenge. If you aren't already aware, Mermay is this annual art event that happens during the month of May where people try to make different mermaid character designs. Some of them focus more on different character dynamics that are very classically human, some of them make them more like fantastical and weird and magical, and my personal favorite are the ones that are inspired by real-life aquatic animals or other wildlife. I used to be pretty good about doing this challenge every day for the month of May, but the past couple of years I've been pretty busy, and it occurred to me I hadn't yet done this challenge while having this YouTube channel. So even though I don't have a full month's worth of mermaids for you guys, I still made a few really cool designs, and I thought I would share them with you guys today. So without further ado, let's get into the speed paint. The first design I have for you guys is based on the vampire squid. The vampire squid is a very weird, quirky little cephalopod. And this thing is super strange. I mean, it's got a weird name, right? The vampire squid, which would make you think that it drinks blood. And it's even got this very dramatic scientific name, which means vampire squid from hell, which is just so over the top. It's like truly hilarious. But in truth, the vampire squid is not like a vicious carnivore like most other cephalopods. This thing is actually a detritivore, so it mostly just eats, like, marine snow, which is, like, organic crap that just falls down from the surface of the water, so it kind of just eats a lot of, like, poop and other weird dust-like particles that fall to the bottom of the sea, which is a lot less glamorous than you would think a vampire squid would be doing, especially with a name like that. They are so weird. They are truly just odd little animals. I love their bright red color. A lot of deep-sea animals have a bright red color because red light has a lot of trouble making it into the depths of the ocean because of its wavelength. A lot of animals that look red appear almost invisible when they're underwater because the, other animals down there can't really see that. So the vampire squid's no exception. It's got like this beautiful crimson color that is very striking when us surface animals get a chance to look at it. It's just a very weird animal. It's got like these bright blue looking eyes, at least at most angles that I've seen it looks very bright blue. I mean, I took that inspiration for this character design for sure. It is truly just a weird little creature. And, I mean, as far as cephalopods go, this thing's odd. I mean, for one thing, it's not even a squid. It's like its own group within the family. Like, it's the only living member of its entire, like, genus and family of cephalopods. So, truly just a weird animal. I thought I would make a fun, like, alien type of character design for this mermaid here, going back to my roots for a very classic approach I do for mermaid character designs, where I really lean into, like, the human-adjacent angle as opposed to, like, a human attached to an animal thing. Like, I love just, like, finding ways to very slightly apply human features or human shapes to a mostly animal character design. And I think that was a lot of fun with this one. I had fun making, like, these transparent parts because there's a lot of, like, this webbing that happens between the tentacles of the vampire squid. I think that looks, like, very striking and cool, especially in, like, really nice photographs. So this thing has, like, a fun transparent feel to it. It's got a nice bunch of textures, which even though I feel like vampire squids do look kind of like, I feel like they look kind of smooth as far as animals go, I still wanted to have some fun making some painterly textures here. This was almost like a throwback to how I used to do my mermaid pieces back in the day. So a lot of, like, older processes that I haven't done in a hot minute. It was fun kind of getting back to these, like, older rendering techniques and stuff and just doing them with the skill that I have nowadays. Since, it's fun. It's fun to go back to some old methods and hit them with your new skill level, It's kind of neat. I had fun with this very alien-looking one. I feel like deep-sea animals always have that somewhat alien quality because they're so different from us surface dwellers. So it's pretty cool, just, like, finding a way of making this very fantastical alien mermaid. Also, I made sure to add lots of particles in the water to really make it feel like she's basking in the marine snow. Maybe she's having a snack, you never know. I thought she turned out pretty cool, pretty alien, and very, very cute. I just love cephalopods, they're always such a delight. Next up, we have another mermaid that's a little bit less traditional of a mermaid. I mean, obviously a cephalopod isn't really considered a fish. I mean, fish isn't exactly a taxonomical term, in biology at least. Like, when I talk about a fish, I usually mean, like, a vertebrate that's not a reptile or a mammal that lives in the water. which is a good enough definition to encompass most things that I would consider a fish. So Not arthropods, not invertebrates, not like dolphins or whales or anything like that. A fish is a certain type of thing. And one of those things that I would personally not consider a fish would be an amphibian. And here I decided I would do an amphibian sort of mermaid, and I'm really stretching the definition of mermaid because amphibians are certainly leg-having animals, and this character design also does have all 4 limbs, as traditionally a humanoid character design would. But I thought I would give her a very animalistic feel with only, like, mildly human-y kind of vibes. She is, of course, based on an axolotl. I'm sure you can tell. I'm sure the sketch is showing you the frills, and that's giving it away. Those little frilly gills are just so cute. Axolotls, I'm sure, need no introduction. They are incredibly popular. I feel like they've only, like, exploded in popularity in the past, like, 10 years or so. Unfortunately, they are considered extinct in the wild, I believe, which is a real shame, but to be fair, their existing habitat was, like, super duper small, so it's not too surprising that they would be, like, driven to near extinction by that kind of thing of, like, just losing their very, very small habitat. But, thankfully, there is a very huge captive population of axolotls. Like, they're super popular as pets, and they're very popular for research because of their regenerative properties, and they're also very popular because they have a lot of different types of morphs, so there's a lot of different color variants for axolotls, which I think is kind of interesting. The one that we see here is based on the dirty leucistic variant, so a leucistic is a little bit different from an albino, right? An albino just kind of lacks a dark pigmented gene, so they kind of look a little bit pink or white or red depending on the animal. And for axolotls, that usually means they're like a whitish pink color and their gills are bright red because that's where all their blood vessels are, and then their eyes are bright red because you can see all the blood in their eyes. But for leucistic, they have dark eyes instead, and for a quote-unquote dirty leucistic, they have a bunch of freckles and spots and stuff. For each animal, they might look a little different from each other, so I thought it would be fun to give this one a whole bunch of fun little spots. Honestly, kind of dog adjacent in the way that this patterning is. And, you know, I just thought this would be kind of cute. I thought it would be a little bit too predictable to go with the classic albino color that axolotls are most famous for. So I thought the dirty leucistic was a fun way to make it, like, very similar to that iconic albino color palette while still doing something that is a little bit more specific and slightly less expected. She's lying down on this rock very, like, playfully. I feel like she's got the vibes of, like, 80s teen character who's, like, on a bed with her feet up on the phone with somebody. She's kind of got that vibe about her, but, like, not in a mean girl kind of way, but more, like, in a playful, like, she's just having a good time. And for, like, you know, without any pun, she is kind of bubbly in personality, I like to think. She is a very fun little character. I had fun putting all sorts of little freckles on her and really, like, playing with the textures here. Again, just having fun with the more painterly texture than I usually do for art on the channel. And I also had fun putting some atmosphere here in the lighting. I love doing underwater scenes because you can really exaggerate atmospheric light in it and it just feels right. So I had fun making her sit on this cozy little rock and putting down some seaweed and kelp and stuff in the background to add that sense of depth. And of course a whole bunch of sunbeams because I felt very generous with making those in the rendering. So this character design was a lot of fun. She looks a lot like her animal, a little bit less on the human side than our vampire squid character did. But, you know, she's another, like, quadruped, right? So, you know, axolotls are a little more similar to people than a vampire squid is. So, you know, we have a little more in common to begin with. She's just very fun. I had a lot of fun with these, like, round shapes. I wanted to make her look very friendly and silly in the way that, like, a lot of people imagine axolotls to be. And she's definitely a very shallow water creature as opposed to, like, the deep sea creature that the vampire squid is. But, you know, maybe they could be friends in another world. I think that could be kind of cute. Anyway, I'm very happy with how she came out. Next up, we have another creature that is not quite a proper fish per se, and that's because it's a mammal. That would be the orca whale. And orcas are super cool. Like, if you don't know a lot of stuff about orcas, like, they are very interesting to read about. They have, like, involved culture where they, like, teach each other, like, techniques and stuff. There was a period of time where, like, there was an observed meme going around with orca communities where, like, younger orcas were putting dead fish on their head and then, like, sharing that with other, like, orcas, and it was spreading to other groups. There's a lot of, weird or strange things going on with orcas. They are truly bizarre animals. Another weird thing about orcas is they don't actually have enough data to be having a proper conservation status, which is, like, really weird to me. Like, I'm sure they're probably having issues, but like, I guess we just don't have the data to confirm whether or not they're endangered. So that's just kind of a weird thing going on. They're pretty awesome though. They're really cool, just awesome animals. Truly probably one of my favorite of the whale family. Like, honest to God, they might be one of my favorite marine mammals. I just love their counter shading. If you've been following my channel for a while and you've been watching me make character designs, you are probably way too familiar with the term counter shading, and if you're new here, let me tell you all about it. Counter shading is just that classic thing that animals often have where they're lighter on the bottom and darker on the top. So that way when they're seen from below, it looks like the brighter sky, and when they're seen from above, it looks like the darker ground. And this is especially good if you live underwater because animals see you from below a lot more often than they would on land. Orcas are perhaps the best example of counter shading I've seen in pretty much any animal. Like, the only other better example I can think of is like a penguin. They are truly just awesome, slick-looking animals. They've got such funny personalities, I feel like. Like, I don't know, I feel like some people call them, like, the humans of the sea because of, like, their social culture and stuff, and I can totally see why people say that. Like, they're definitely very different from us, but I really love these guys. I think they're super cool. Their way of life is just so fascinating to me. And so for this design, I really wanted her to feel very, like, slick, elegant, and cool in the way that I personally view these animals as. She's also got some other regular orcas, like not mermaids, in the background because they do travel in pods and groups, so I like to think that maybe she socializes by hanging out with other orca whales. Maybe she's got like a pod that she watches over or takes care of. I thought that would be pretty cool. And yeah, these are just really awesome animals. I feel like they're popular because they look cute and they like seem badass because like they are. But like, I really like learning about like their culture that they've got going on. Like, a lot of animals have like interesting societies that they live in, basically. And orcas are no different. They're just really awesome animals. This is a pretty simple illustration, just in simple like backlighting with some dramatic angle. Just having fun with these bright contrasts with the counter shading, some nice atmospheric type stuff going on to keep the other orcas in the back feeling a little more distant to really bring focus to our main character. Overall, just a lot of fun. What a cool animal. Like, are they overrated? Maybe, but like, I think they deserve it. I think orca whales are totally awesome. And finally, we have a character design that is what I would call a proper, good old-fashioned fish. And that is a snowflake clownfish. I feel like clownfish are fairly popular as far as fish go. I mean, they certainly have the publicity given to them by the very critically acclaimed Finding Nemo, of course. But there's a lot of different morphs of clownfish. I feel like a lot of people talk about, like, the classic one with the 3 stripes that, like, Nemo and the gang all are in the movie. But I would say my favorite variant of the clownfish would be considered the snowflake clown, which have these unique different, like, white splotches on them. My favorite ones are the ones that look like they're almost wearing pajamas because they're almost covered totally in just white coloration. And there's usually like a very dark like line around all their white spots, so it just really accentuates the contrast in a way that is just super cool. But snowflake clowns are cool because, like, as the name suggests, not only are they white, but they're all very unique. So some of them have very high white, some of them have very low white, they all have different patterns, they're all unique from each other. And they just look so cute. They really do look like an animal that just had paint spilled on it, and I just think that's pretty charming. I thought I would lean into the clowny directions with this character, so she's got like kind of jesterly kind of shaped hair, and she's got a little bit of a colored nose to really lean into that clown aspect. She's got like markings that look like clown makeup, and I really wanted to just lean into like the asymmetry and like the fun patterning that comes with the snowflake clown, because that is the thing that I think about when I think about a clownfish. I know the movie has like so much cultural capital, I feel like, especially like in the United States, but clownfish for me, I always think about ones that I see at the pet store that was like within walking distance growing up, and they have like a tank there that I don't even think these clownfish are for sale. I think they just live at the store and just hang out by the cash register in this like very cute tank. And they're so adorable. Like, they're really tiny little fish. They're so, like, white. Like, literally just their face is orange and, like, the tips of their little fins are orange. And I just thought they were always so cute. I always love looking at them whenever I check out over there. I've been going to that store lately to get rats for my snake Gilbert. Some nice frozen rats every couple of weeks we go over there to go pick those up. And I always see those clownfish when I'm there, and I just think they're just so cute. And yeah, this is paying homage to a fish that is simultaneously, like, I feel like pretty overrated, but yet also underrated. Like, because the common variant of the clownfish is so popular, I think a lot of people forget about, like, ones that are black or more red or, like, high white, for example. So there's a lot of different morphs of clownfish. They're really cool. I had a high school teacher who, he was saying to us that when he was a kid, he used to breed clownfish, which I think is, like, so cool. Clownfish are just pretty neat. It's fun learning about them. Their, like, social structure is also truly bizarre. I won't go into it in this video because it's truly outside the scope of Mermay, but clownfish have a very interesting social network as well. It sounds like a lot of pressure and like it's very crazy, but you know, that's just their life. They just live it that way. And I just think they're pretty cool. They're really awesome fish. I feel like people only have a surface level understanding of them, but I think they really appreciate a lot more. They're just such cool little animals that have a lot to offer. And with that, that's all that I've got for you guys today. So thank you all so much for watching the video. If you like these character designs and these illustrations, they're actually available as wallpapers on my VGen shop and my Ko-fi shop. So go ahead and check those out if you'd like to have these on your desktop or any other horizontal monitor. They're in full 4K, so those should be nice high resolution. Thank you, by the way, to my Ko-fi members for helping to make this video possible. My Ko-fi members help make my income a little bit more stable and help me achieve my dream of becoming a full-time artist. So sincerely, thank you to each and every one of you for making my dreams come true. If you'd like to join them, you can go support me on Ko-fi by checking out the link in the description. You can join as a member for as little as just $1 a month. You can also just follow me for free blog updates to see what kind of stuff I'm up to. For example, I'm going to be tabling at a lot of different events this summer and this fall, so if you're interested in learning where I'm going to be and when, go follow the blog for updates, that way you don't miss it. This is the last time I'm going to be putting out a video before the launch of the Mothman Pride project for this year, so here it is. The Mothman Pride project will be launching on Monday, June 1st, and go follow it in the description below. It's going to be my 3rd year doing one of these projects, so it's going to be the Mothman Pride Collection Volume 3. I have another set of 30 designs, as I always do for this project every year. They're going to be available as stickers, pins, and charms, all from the start. And I want to unlock all 30 of the designs throughout the process, so I want to see how successful we can make this project. I really want it to be just really awesome. I want to be able to unlock all the designs and share these moths with as many people as I possibly can. So spread the word, go tell your friends, go tell your family, go tell whoever the heck you want that might enjoy these colorful, gay little moths. And let's make this project an awesome success for the 3rd year in a row. I'm also going to be at the Cryptid and Paranormal Conference, by the way, in Princeton, New Jersey on June 6th. So if you're going to be in the area, whether you live there or you're just going to be visiting around that time, admission's only $5. If you want to come by and say hi at my table, buy some stickers and prints and stuff, I would love to see you. I'd love to see if anybody comes here because they were seeing my YouTube videos. That would actually be really cool. So I really hope to see you there. It'll be my first time tabling in a while, so it'd be really awesome to see some people at the show. And with that, that's all that I've got for you guys today. So thank you all again so much for watching the video. I hope to see you next week with another good speed paint. And in the meantime, why don't you guys go out there and make some art.